Hello, dear friends, and welcome to another exciting episode of Knights of Eveningstar. I'm your Dungeon Master, Mark SherlockHulmes. Oh, excuse me. Welcome, I'm your Dungeon Master, Mark SherlockHulmes. And joining me, I have a plethora of wonderful people, some of whom have dogs, you may have guessed. I am joined by my dear friends. We have Mica Burton, we have Nate Sharp, we have Anna Prosser, and Jonathan Indovino, aka ShadyPenguinn. Rough indeed.
We also have Rini, apparently.
Rini is also here, just in the background, having a chit chat.
It was the most like half-hearted, like. Oh, there we go.
There's somebody at the door, and she's really upset. There she goes.
It's just like, nope, not having it.
They didn't check with her, so she's really upset.
Understandable.
How dare they?
I know.
How is everyone apart from Rini? We know how Rini's doing, but is everyone good?
I'm a little self-conscious because I realized that I waved as you said Mica Burton, and now I'm very concerned that people might think that I'm Mica Burton.
Oh.
And I mean, that would be a very interesting confusion of identities, I think. Yeah.
I was
the nameplate
for a second.
Nate's just like looking like, which one's the real Mica? Oh. Quick, say something only the real Mica would.
I am a horse girl.
Yeah, okay, that's it.
No!
No, the oh fuck. It's like, yep, that's her.
That's her. Take the
nice.
shot.
Nice. We've got an exciting episode of Dungeons and Dragons to do. Big old stuff's happening today in the depths of the Shadowfell. I've got a little recap. Is there anything else I need to mention? I don't think so. I think we can just jump straight into it. We got exciting stuff to happen today. I always look at Anna when I say this because like Anna's actually a responsible adult. So
I give my permission for us to begin.
Okay, excellent. Thank you, Anna. Well, as we begin, I have a recap on what happened last week. It's a bit of a long one because some fun stuff happened last week. As the party seek to complete their task within the Shadowfell and face off against the forces within Castle Breywinter, they came across a camp of forlorn Celestials. With little response, the group explored further and came across more who had locked themselves in a barracks and appeared to be suffering from mental distress and delusions. Clive entered the barracks forcefully, prompting two of the angels to attack, causing significant harm to him and causing a little impromptu battle with the party. After defeating the angels, however, they began to explore and head towards a central tower in the middle of the camp beneath a halo of flame. The tower was protected by a black shadowy barrier, and Agnis stepped forward to dispel it, whilst Azara and Tarkhal released a small celestial creature called a Holophant, who seemed to have been kept captive, but had managed to keep their wits about them. As Agnis dispelled the barrier, she looked inside the tower to see another angelic being surrounded by three twisted shadows. The Holophant, in a panic at this revelation, teleported the group away, citing that Alaviel is too dangerous for them to face unprepared. Seeking respite, the Raven Queen offered to shield them from other beings whilst they rest in return for their help in dealing with Alaviel. And that, my friends, is where we begin. After you all finish taking a long rest. And as part of that long rest, I had you make a bunch of wisdom saves, of which everybody rolled very well, except Tarkhal. And yeah, Shady and I have had a little chat. So lovely times. And yeah, that is where we begin. You are currently in a kind of globe of dim light that you had conjured around you by the Raven Queen herself. After about 8 hours, the globe just vanishes. It just kind of dissipates after you've completed your long rest, leaving you in the dull, gray kind of expanse of the Shadowfell. There is a impossibly large graveyard nearby that seems to just stretch out. Rows and rows of gravestones and mausoleums stretch out seemingly for miles. And that is where you currently stand. I hand it over to all of you, my dear friends. You also have Kiki the Holophant with you as well, who you had rescued last time. What would you like to do?
What is Kiki doing?
Stay here.
Sure. I
Forever.
mean, we can convert a whole campaign into just being miserable in the Shadowfell if you like.
No.
Kiki is currently just kind of her little wings kind of keep her aloft. She doesn't really walk around on the ground. She just sort of hovers and flies around. It just seems to be in a sort of observing everything. Doesn't seem to have, doesn't seem to be very dispirited from her current surroundings, and is more just sort of waiting to see what the group of you do more than anything. Or if you have any requests for her, I think she seems to be waiting on Jarl.
Do we have rations on us?
I don't know. Do you?
That's a good
Yes.
question.
Yes, we do.
Yes, we do.
Okay, sure.
Then I think Azara would take out a little bit of the most organic vegetable-like ration possible and offer it to Kiki to see if she's hungry.
Oh, no, that's okay. I don't actually need to really eat or anything because I'm a celestial, so I'm fine. I don't really need to eat.
That makes sense. And Azara will kind of put it back in her pouch.
Thank you, though. That's very kind of you.
She'll kind of look around to everyone and be like, are we ready to take on a terrifying celestial being then?
Tarkhal, you can see he's visibly shaken, and he actually has his Kiss of Silver out, which normally he never does outside of combat, but he's like gripping it tight and just like looking around at the group. And he looks back to the Holophant. You've killed us by bringing us here.
I tried to explain to your friend, and she points at Clive, that I haven't killed you. No, I just teleported you to another part of the Shadowfell.
Well, do you know what part of the Shadowfell we are in?
No,
So you have killed us. We're not getting out of here.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I just tried to get you away from Alaviel because he was dangerous and I didn't know where else to go, so I just kind of
away
picked
from
an
one
area.
danger and onto another.
sorry.
Tarkhal, there is no more fear in death. You ask if I'm ready to take on a frightening celestial being. I'm ready for a celestial being. But there's no more room for frightened. I say we kill and prove ourselves in this beautiful afterlife.
Clive, you're an idiot. We're not dead yet. We will be soon.
Just cause I'm dead doesn't mean you got to be rude, lad.
You're not dead, Clive. We're just as good as it, though, so it doesn't matter.
I reckon the boy's sad.
What's come over you, Tarkhal?
Reality? That we're not
Oof.
getting out of this place.
Oh, he sounds like some of the angels.
Do any of you know how to get to the portal from here? How are we getting back home?
I can take you back to the camp, but that's the only place I know here, so I could take you back there.
Well, the Raven Queen was going to help us as well. I nothing has changed.
And we know our way back home from camp, so I don't understand the panic.
So yes, bring us back to camp, where Laviel knows we're coming, so we can die there. It matters not if we die in a graveyard or a tower.
Kiki, the angels that seem to be overcome with paranoia and dread, was there a cure for this?
I mean, not that I know. Or that the other ones did. I mean, maybe I just thought it was this place. You know, the Shadowfell is so full of negative magic and emotions and then death and tragedy. Just kind of makes everyone sad because it's really gloomy here.
Azara will kind of turn to Agnis. Well, he's your brother. Do you know how to cheer him up?
Can I roll like an insight
Yeah, sure.
to see if I
Yeah.
know what's going on here?
Absolutely, you can. This isn't like a deception or anything like this. You're just trying to get a bead on Tarkhal's body language and stuff like that.
Insight. I roll 15.
15. I mean, it's obvious that there's definitely a quite dramatic change from the Tarkhal that was, before you guys took a rest here. But it's not, he's still Tarkhal. You don't think that there's like mind control or anything at work. He seems like he's just really afraid. This isn't, he's just acting like he's genuinely terrified of this place, right? Like, Tarkhal, Shady, like, is there, I imagine that we see like him kind of like looking around and shaking a little bit and just having those kind of signs of being really afraid of somewhere.
Yeah. It's all. I mean, it's definitely physical. What you can see, like just the fact that he has his kiss of silver
knife out.
Also, it's very unlike him when he's not in combat.
I kind of like put my hand over his that's holding the dagger and kind of like try to push it down to his side and say, take some deep breaths. We're going to take action and we're going to get out of this. Focus on the task ahead.
Tarkhal will drop his dagger so that it will appear in his other hand that's not pushed down, and he'll keep it close up to his chest.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Azara, are we aware of any effects that the Shadowfell may have on elves similar to these celestials?
I have a fear it's on all organic beings the same. And he is starting to become affected by the darkness, which is why I'm hoping maybe some words of comfort, a familial hug. I'm not good at this.
Tarkhal, what do you want to do right now?
Doesn't matter what I want. There's no desire I can conjure. There's no wish I can have granted. I'm going to die here. That's all it is. We will be like Clive.
Well, I think we should move forward as quickly as possible. She kind of takes a meaningful look at Azara.
Okay.
Let's move forward with the plan.
Are you still up to fight, Tarkhal?
Fight or not, it will result in death, but Tarkhal will pull his hood over his head. Let's fight.
Well, the sooner we get out of the Shadowfell, hopefully the sooner he will return to his right mind. So with that, Kiki, I guess take us home.
Okay. Okay, stay close. And you feel a sudden sort of rushing sensation that you felt before, like your body is pulled along by a string attached to your heart or your chest. The landscape around you blurs in a rush of gray and black, and then eventually you find yourselves. And in fact, actually, I think that there is a little bit of error with teleportation. Let's see if we get an error. Interesting. You arrive not in the camp itself. Kiki's teleportation is perhaps a little ways off. As where you arrive, the opening's still open where Agnis had dispelled it, but you actually arrive in the entrance to the tower. You kind of arrive dead center because the tower is at the center of the camp. Kiki wanted to put you back where you found her, and then she's gone, a few extra feet in the other direction. And yeah, you feel yourselves kind of rush back. You feel your body kind of solidify. Your feet touch worked stone, and you stand in what is really quite a beautiful area. A beautiful tower. You see this kind of sparkling blue celestial stone that seems to glow and shimmer. There are these large white platforms that seem to hover just ever so gently off the ground on either side. There is a large central kind of dais covered in these kind of celestial metals and gemstones. However, at the far end, opposite where you have arrived, you do see stood there a sort of 9-foot tall, blue-skinned, long black hair, dressed in ornate robes, celestial figure with these large feathered wings, surrounded by these 3 almost like shadowy versions of the same creature. They seem twisted and distorted. Their features longer, pointier, sharpened, but they still seem to be the same person. And they all appear to be whispering in this figure's ears as you arrive in. It is very, you see Kiki kind of looks around and just lets out a, "Oh no," as she realizes where she's brought you. And the figure just turns and looks in your direction. Does not bark. But yeah, is there any kind of immediate action from you guys as you have arrived, as this figure is about, it looks like they're about to speak, but
we just to clarify, we did have a long rest, right?
You did, yeah. You took a long rest, so everybody... Okay. Yeah, make sure you mark that on your character sheets. Make sure you get all your spell slots back, any abilities that come back on a long rest.
Right. And we did establish that we thought banishing this celestial might be an option, right? Because me and Azara had talked about that.
No.
Oh,
no,
we hadn't?
have to kill it.
Okay.
You can try whatever you would like to try.
Well, the options were if we kill it, it leaves a moat. And then there was another option too, where it was like,
we were thinking about banishing some of the lethargic angels before we encountered this.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
So killing it is the only way to get that moat. There wasn't another way that
you don't
they
know.
were going to.
I don't believe that was discussed, but certainly that if this figure is sent back to the celestial plane, which is by being destroyed, they would leave behind a moat. I mean, powerful celestial creatures like this can also create them by choice. They could probably create it by choice if they wanted to. But this figure does not seem to be in a right frame of mind. As they turn around, you see these glowing blue eyes kind of narrow in your direction.
And we had learned that if we kill them in this plane, they just are transported back to the celestial plane. So
there was that was certainly Azara's belief and what was suggested. Kiki did hint that perhaps because they have, if they've fallen, if they've done misdeeds, their souls may not go back. You don't know.
Agnis doesn't remember that.
Oh, sure. Okay. Well, we'll just leave it at that
Agnes
then.
wasn't listening very carefully to that option.
Sure. The figure just merely turns around. Ah, so you have returned. The intruders, my assassins.
I'll try once to persuade him and be like, we're not assassins. We're here to talk and to help. Let's not resort to violence.
What would we talk about, mortal? What else, what other reason would you be in this infernal place? You are dark disciples sent here to kill me. You see one of the shadows is very clearly whispering in his ear. You can't hear what the shadow's saying, but one of them is leaned in, and as he's speaking, you can, the shadow's almost, this is very Grimer Wormtongue and Theoden kind of thing. You can get that impression that these shadows are influencing these thoughts and things like that.
I want to just put that idea in the Celestial's head. I want to be like, you're not yourself. The voices in your head are not your own. Resist, and we will help you.
Sure, make a persuasion check for me.
16.
16. Okay. You see one of the shadows. Can you roll a d6 for me, Anna? And 1 to 2 is a 1. It's a d3 roll. So 1 to 2 is
Got a
1.
1.
Okay, so 1. You see one of the shadows actually almost seems to flicker for a second when you kind of say this. When you reach out as an envoy of peace, you do actually see one of the shadows almost flickers and winces. The others then quickly, in a flurry of words, kind of seem to assault this creature's mind, and he just kind of shakes his head. Enough! You have been sent to kill me, and I will not allow you a first strike. And you see him hold his hand out, and a shining spear appears in his hand, and that is going to be where we roll initiative. But you do notice, Agnes, that shadow did flicker, and there was definitely some sort of effect from the diplomacy attempt.
It's all about planting seeds. Just gotta plant those seeds, you know?
So let's get some initiative rolls.
14.
Sorry, Azara, I've realized I've got too many things on the
No,
board.
you're good. Rini, are you done barking?
There we go. That's 3. 14 for Azara. Tarkhal.
9.
9. Very fitting given your current state. Agnes.
15.
15. And Clive.
Got me a nat 20.
Oh, so is that 20 total, or is that?
That is okay. So a really cool thing just happened where my mouse isn't working. So hold on a second. I want to say my initiative's +1.
So 21. We'll say 21 for now. That's actually still, you're going to be going first. So whether it's higher than 21 doesn't really matter. Hopefully you can get your mouse working, because Clive, you are definitely going to react quickest to this. You see that this figure, whatever, Agnes speaking to this angel, this Alaviel, definitely had, there's a moment pause, but then you see that kind of focus of battle. Like, this person is going to attack you. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna rage, and I'm gonna swing, and I'm just gonna try and remember this off the top of my head, but I think it's +8 to hit.
Okay, so to give you an idea, the room is this tower is about 60 foot across on either side. So you are currently about you're about 40 feet away from the angel themselves. So I think you've got movement speed because you're a barbarian, right?
Yes.
I'm pretty sure they have increased movement speed. So
You want me to pull up your character sheet for you?
That would be dope.
Got you, fam.
As you desperately try and figure out
your walking
mouse.
speed is 45 feet.
Okay.
Hey, Nate, if you use D&D Beyond, the character app on your phone now has your character sheet as well.
Oh yeah.
It's never been easier. Hold on.
Well, I'm not sponsored on this episode for D&D Beyond.
No,
but
it's never been
I do
easier.
remember all
Sign
of the
up
wonderful
now.
things. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, what a fantastic
There you
mobile
go.
Solution.
that I have accessed my character sheet on. Yeah, okay. So my movement speed, is 45 feet.
Okay, perfect. So you have just enough to kind of rush up, moving along this kind of central. You move past this kind of celestial device in the middle of the tower, and you reach this imposing figure. Because even to Clive, like Clive's like what, 7 feet tall, so like 8 feet tall. So this guy's actually taller than Clive because he's like over 9 feet. So,
well, I ain't afraid.
Okay, well, give me that attack roll then, sir.
Hate means nothing. That's a 20-something. Hold on. 25.
25 to hit. We'll hit. Oh, also, we didn't do your wild surge for your
oh my
barbarian
goodness.
rage. Okay. Let's do that first, and then we'll keep that 25 to hit.
Okay, let me see. That is... Okay, it's a 2. Now I need to find it on here. Rage. This was a really good time for things to just break.
I can also get it up as well if need
be. It's a 2, so whatever a 2. I want to say that's the
Clive of the Wildmane. Features and traits. Let's have a look here. Wild Surge. A 2. You teleport up to 30 feet to an unoccupied space you can see. Until your rage ends, you can use this effect again on each of your turn as a bonus action. So as a bonus action, you can teleport 30 feet.
Oh, yeah, I can.
Wow.
So yeah, you would have teleported forward and then finished off the movement, so easily enough. And then you swing your big morning star, and it impacts against this this being.
Sweet. So that is 1d8 plus 4, 7. So 11.
11 points of damage.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. The Morningstar swings in. The figure tries to block it with a spear, but it does kind of impact into their side, knocking them just back for a second.
Well, I'm gonna do it again.
Okay. Yeah, go for it.
Uh-oh. That's a strong 12.
12 does not hit. This time he manages to kind of lift up the spear and almost parry the Morningstar away. As I thought, you're here to kill me. Well, you will find that an Archon of Mount Celestia is not so an easy defeated opponent.
Lord, those were several large words.
Fantastic. Anything else on your turn, Clive?
No.
Okay. Initiative count 20, he is going to take his... In fact, actually, Clive, at the end of your turn, he's going to use one of his legendary actions. And he's going to use this to make an attack against you and then cast a spell. I
just love that he's the one that summoned the spear, and then he's like, as I thought, you're here to kill me.
You're
like,
okay. Well,
sir?
yeah. That's what happens when you're not quite all with it.
We're here to kill. You're here to kill me. I think there's a miss.
That is going to be a 28 to hit, Clive.
Technically, it does hit.
Yes, as suspected. And then that's going to be 10 piercing damage, so halved because you're raging, so 5 piercing damage. And then that's 7 radiant damage as the spear kind of strikes forward and like you feel this radiant energy burst off of it. And then he is going to cast a spell, and he's going to cast Command on Clive. And he will just hold up a hand and say, grovel, and I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh no, I ain't that wise. Ugh. Okay, so it's an 8, but hold on, do I have rage? No, no, the danger's
desperately looking for advantage.
Nope, that's a dex saving throw.
Yes.
Begin groveling.
Yeah.
We mentioned no harm.
Yes, so you fall prone. You basically, you almost feel like this would happen technically on your turn, I believe. Yeah, it's at the start of your turn. So on your turn, the first thing you'll have to do is basically fall prone in front of this creature as it does so. Then after using a... sorry, I'm just trying to sort out our technical issues as well. After Clive, he strikes out at you, Clive, and he booms this word that reverberates off the stone walls. He lifts his hand, and the 2 platforms at the edges of the chamber begin to rotate around. You watch as they kind of and they actually lift. One of them, they both lift about 20 feet up into the air. So these two platforms lift up and then they rotate around, bringing with them a large horse creature with a horn and pair of wings as it rises up. In fact, actually, it can move a bit closer. And bringing it closer to Tarkhal, Agnis, and Azara as this platform kind of rises up into the air and then rotates closer towards you as the lair action. And then the mount goes. The alicorn will dive down towards the nearest possible threat, which is Tarkhal, and it is going to fly in a charge with its horn down towards you, Tarkhal. You just hear, "Do not harm my lord," in your mind as it charges down towards you. This is going to be a horn attack with a charge. That is going to be a 26 to hit Tarkhal.
Yeah, that just barely hits.
That barely hits. So you're going to take 7 points of piercing damage, and then another, in fact, actually a little bit more because of the charge. That's going to be another 11 points. So that was 18 piercing damage total. As this alicorn, she kind of charges down, kind of attempts to skewer you with her horn, and then will attempt to kick you with her hooves as well. But that is only a 9.
What?
That was only a 9 to hit.
I was going to say, can I do uncanny dodge for that attack?
Yes, you can on that first attack. So you only take 9 damage. Yes. Yeah. Uncanny dodge, that was your reaction. Yep. 9 damage on the first one. And then the second attack misses you. She kind of kicks with her kind of attempts to trample you with her front hooves, and you manage to kind of roll out of the way, avoiding it. As she does so. Agnis.
I am going to cast Fairy Fire to try to capture all of them in that group.
So the shadows and the angel.
Yeah, because it's a 20-foot square, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, 20-foot cube. So I'm going to try to
just read out Fairy Fire for me, just because there's I'm interested to know if it creates a certain type of effect.
Each object in a 20-foot cube is outlined in blue, green, or violet light. I would say maybe with Agnis it's orange.
Okay.
Any creature in the area when the spell is cast is also outlined in light. If it fails a dexterity saving throw for the duration, objects and affected creatures shed dim light in a 10-foot radius. Any attack roll against an affected creature or object has advantage if the attacker can see it, and the affected creature or object can't benefit from being invisible. So basically, I'm trying to give everyone advantage against all of these.
Okay. Okay. Cool. So I will make a saving throw for Alaviel, because I'm going to assume you're going to try not to hit Clive in this. You're going to kind of target a point behind it. So
yeah, like basically, I don't know if I can draw this in Roll20. Draw shape,
or I can.
I'm gonna. It's each square is creature. 5 feet, right?
Yes. Yeah, and it's a 20-foot cube, right?
So
you can easily hit
like,
them.
Yes. Like that.
Yeah. Easily done.
Look at that. There it is. That's cool.
There it is. What was the DC on the saving throw? It's a dex saving throw, yes?
Just double checking. Yes, dex.
Have magic resistance.
And it's 16.
16. Just fails it, in fact, actually. A 15 total. So Alaviel is outlined in this orange glow. The shadows, I'm not going to make saving throws for them. They're not really creatures, but I would say that this is conjuring light, and you do see that they kind of shy away from it. Now, it's only dim light. They kind of, like, you see the shadows almost wince for a second, and then the dim light is almost engulfed by their own darkness. But they definitely reacted to light when it got close to them. But the light of the fairy fire just isn't bright enough really to seem to take effect. They kind of stretch out, becoming larger and wider. But definitely, yeah, there was some sort of strange effect going on there with the shadows and the light itself.
Do I, from what I understand of my spell, do I think that they were affected in the way that gives people advantage, at least?
No, it's almost like they're not really creatures. They're like, they're something, but they're not creatures. But
and
the light,
objects?
Maybe not even objects. Yeah, make an insight check for me.
10.
It's something to do with the angel. They're not creatures. They're not objects. It's very odd. Like, they're connected to him in some way, and they didn't like the light. again, like I said, only dim light didn't seem to be strong enough to have a full effect, but they didn't like it. They winced at it. They flinched in aversion to it when you conjured it. Would you like to do anything else, such as move or anything like that?
Well, I didn't have the forethought to say that I summoned my wildfire spirit, so no. I don't have anything to do.
Okay. So you don't want to move or anything? You want to stay where you currently are at the far edge?
I'm pretty much better at range, so yeah.
Okay, I'm just gonna move
I guess
you.
I'll move like.
Where would you like to move?
I guess I'll. Oops, that's not the.
No, you want to use the select tool. I can move you if you want.
Thank you. No, I will just kind of move up to like here.
Sure, makes sense. You can manage to kind of skirt away from the alicorn as you do so. At the end of your turn, Agnis, the unicorn is going to take a legendary action, and it sees the angel now surrounded by this orange glow, and you just hear this voice, Elaviel, be careful. And her horn glows, and a kind of shimmering aura, a shield, is conjured around the angel, giving him a bonus to his AC. So the angel protects the alicorn protects the angel with some sort of shield. Azara, we go to.
Question about guiding bolt.
Yes.
It is a flash of light.
Yeah.
It's a radiant flash of light.
Yes.
And it says it's a mystical dim light once it hits a target. But would the flash, like if Azara noticed the light kind of affecting the shadows, say the flash hits the angel, would that kind of flash?
Yeah. You know what I'm gonna say.
What?
You can certainly try.
I can certainly try. Okay.
If you would you like to try and like cast the gun bolt on the shadow, like one of the three shadows?
No, not the shadow.
Okay.
Because
you want to try.
I want to hit the dude with the guiding bolt, but it is a flash of light, so I assumed once it strikes, it's like a bolt. It's like a bolt of light.
Maybe.
You know, Reenie's barking. She agrees with me.
I'm sure she does.
She says, "You better
you can
Monk.
Try and find out. You can see.
All right, I'm gonna try and see. I'm gonna cast guiding bolt at the angel boy.
What level?
4th.
Okay.
That is what's 16 plus 6? 22.
That is 22. It does hit. I hate to tell you this, Mica. The radiant energy does not seem to affect the angel. They are immune to radiant damage. The shadows around it, the flash of the light, again, they react to it, but because it was on Elaviel himself, they wince from it. But again, you don't see a more immediate effect, but they definitely, the radiant energy, there is a moment where the shadows try and stretch and they try and get as far away from Elaviel as they can as the radiant energy comes near them.
Okay.
They definitely are very averted to it when it comes close.
In Azara's travels, arcane knowledge, would she assume that these shadows are not targetable?
You can make an insight check for me, just like Agnis did.
24.
24. You don't think that you think that based on everything that you've seen here in the Shadowfell, based on the way they're reacting to things, the way that Tarkhal's been reacting, you think that these are manifestations of, Elaviel's fear, the paranoia, something like these shadows are manifestations of the madness that has taken grip. And you don't think they're creatures that you think that spells can probably affect them, but it's going to depend on the type of spell and what you're trying to do here. But yeah, I'd say that you definitely get the impression that these things are directly tied to this madness that's taken this angel.
Gotcha.
But that's going to be the end of your turn, unless you'd like to move. You got movement left.
Yeah, I'm gonna move. I'm gonna move close to Agnis. Just kind of getting away from this beautiful, mountable, saddleable, bridleable alicorn.
Sure.
Who would look lovely on the grounds of.
Where would you like to move to?
Yeah, like on the crescent moon.
Should be able to move you guys.
Right there.
Yeah, they're like inlaid into the floor. They're not like obstacles or anything like that.
Yeah.
As a point, you guys should be able to move your characters. If you can't, let me know,
I
and
can.
I will change it. Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. Cool.
Okay.
I actually think. Yep, I have. It's actually set to being Agnis, not Azara. There we go. Cool. At the end of your turn, Azara, Laviel's going to take his other legendary action. And sensing, there's a few targets here that he is concerned about. Sensing that you pose, I think that Azara would represent quite a threat, seeing this radiant energy. The shadows kind of quickly rush in, almost pointing your direction. He looks just like a mage. I know I cannot trust your kind. And he rips up a hand, and these black spectral chains seem to emerge from the floor and rush up towards you. Can you give me a dex saving throw, please?
I sure can. 19.
19. You just managed to kind of pull out of the way as all these black, almost animated, ghostly chains try to grab onto you and wrap you up. But you managed to like knock them aside or dodge out of the way of them, preventing them from fully getting a grip on you. That is his legendary action. Then Laviel is going to go himself, and he is going to cast a spell. And he's going to cast Spirit Guardians on himself. You watch as these kind of swirling, shadowy angels almost appear to fly and flitter around him in a distance of about 15 feet. When the creature enters the area for the first time. Clive, can you make a wisdom saving throw for me, please?
I know what class this man is.
Here. A whopping 5.
5. You are going to take some radiant damage, my friend, as these shadowy angels, necrotic damage, in fact, actually.
Radiant necrotic damage.
13 just necrotic. I misspoke. As these shadowy angels kind of fly all around you, almost like a storm, like a whirling storm around this man, buffeting you and kind of knocking into you, draining your energy as they do so. But that's a full action. He doesn't really do anything much. Oh, in fact, actually, no, he can do something else. As a bonus action, you watch as in a burst of light, he vanishes from his current location and appears astride his mount. He appears atop his alicorn creature, his mount, in a flash of light. Now, Kalira, let us send these fiends back to where they belong. And that is what he does. The shadows also come with him. We then go to Tarkhal.
I think Tarkhal, having been kicked by dodged the kick of a horse, and then seen this radiant angel demon
just appear.
He would just instinctively just throw his dagger at the person that just appeared.
Sure.
Do I still have advantage from Agnes's effect? Right, she gave all of us advantage.
You do, in fact, yes. Only against Laviel, only against the angel.
That's I think when he appeared, he would just toss it right towards him.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see what I roll. I rolled a 2 plus 8, so we'll see. Advantage says that I rolled a 12 plus 8, so dirty 20.
So that you can see that in fact, actually, that would still hit. His AC is 18 plus the 2 from the Shimmering Shield. So you see that shield that the alicorn is kind of projecting around her master. The dagger just manages to kind of burst through the protective energy and strike into him. So you have sneak attack on this?
Yep. Maybe that'll actually go over to roll 20. It did.
So 19 total. 19 total. So the dagger kind of and you kind of like hear him grunt in pain. Fiends, devils, enemies, you will not take me like you took Zariel. And you kind of like hear him muttering to himself as the dagger kind of snaps back into your hand.
I also remember I have that enhancement that hasn't been working in this. The extra 3 points.
It didn't work on certain creatures, but it is. How much damage is it?
I think it's my proficiency. I can't find it. Fate, Ancestry, no darkness.
I think it is.
I think it's 4 damage. Yep.
4 damage. So you see the brooch does glow green once more, and when the dagger hits, there is this kind of green mist that kind of burns off the blade. Poison, an assassin's weapon.
Okay, the most I've heard about it. And then I will.
It is indeed the first time you've heard somebody actually kind of
confirm what it is.
So you can know from now on it is poison damage that effect does.
Okay. I'm looking. Tarkhal's looking around for a place to hide. Is there anything in this room, or is it just a giant open room?
It's a big, giant open room. There is these kind of floating platforms. You could try and get underneath them, but that's only, you're not sure if that's really going to be a place to hide. There is also this kind of central dais, which maybe if you could get onto the other side of it, you could use to hide, but it's going to be pretty difficult. This is a big open space.
Okay. I think then I would just bonus action disengage.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to try to 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Now, can I go here? And
you can clamber on top of it. You can clamber on top of this like dais thing. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. I think like if it's possible, like I'm trying to be on the back side of the square, like even if I'm hanging off of it or I'm just trying to hide behind it.
Yeah, you're kind of like it's maybe about sort of like sort of waist high, so you can either slide on the ground and try and like get underneath it, or you could jump up on top of it and then hop to the other side maybe next turn or something.
Okay, yeah, I'll just do that.
Cool. Okay. I need to put a mini down for her. I actually need one for Kiki. I don't have a Hollyphant mini, so ready to go. So she's gonna be a cat. And they will literally just fly their distance forward, trying to get away. They can fly 120 feet. Wow. They fly straight to Clive because they saw that Clive took some damage, and they're going to cast Cure Wounds on Clive. Clive, you get lovely 12 hit points back, in fact.
Wow.
Oh, Mr. Clive, you let me help. And she kind of blows with her trunk, and you feel this kind of healing energy rain over you as you are healed temporarily, briefly.
The healing. It reminds me of when I was once of the living.
She just cries. Clive, it's your go. At the first thing you have to do is obey the command. So you just feel yourself drop to your knees and you go prone.
Okay.
Then the effect ends. You literally are like, you drop prone, it's your turn.
Okay. So with me being prone, does that mean I have to take an action to like get up?
It's half movement to stand up. So you would spend, because you can go 45, I'd say you'd go 20, spend 20 foot of movement to stand up.
Okay. Instead of how far? Because he transported to his steed.
He flew away. Yeah. So he is currently 30 feet away.
Cool. So apparently I can teleport right now. So I'm just
That's true as a bonus action.
Yep. I'm going to teleport just on top of him.
Would you? So I was going to ask, right? So he's currently down on the ground where the steed was attacking Tarkhal. There's one of these platforms that's floating 20 feet above him. You could teleport up onto that platform and then drop off to attack him on the way down if you wanted.
No, I want to just get on top of him.
Just like appear on top of him, basically. Okay, cool. So you watch as Clive bamps forward to 20 foot, and then you can use the rest of your movement to kind of get that last 10 feet of distance. Yeah, he's
the
mounted.
Teleport is only 20 feet?
It's only 20 feet, I believe.
Okay. Well then,
30 feet. I'm a liar. It's 30 feet. You just teleport straight next to him.
All right. But I want to literally right on top, like above him, like try to just like grab his face and just not let him.
Are you trying to grapple him, or do you want to just make a normal attack against him?
I'm gonna try to grapple. I'm gonna mess
Okay. All right. Well, make a strength athletics check with advantage because you're raging, and then I will have Alaviel do the same.
Okay.
Ooh. Oh.
So that would be a 25.
25. I rolled a 3. So yeah, you managed to get like one big hairy kind of arm around his neck. You kind of grab him. He's like, beast, let me go.
No one makes Clive formerly of the Wild Mane Grovel. Not even.
I do need you, Clive, because you entered, and Tarkhal, if you could do this for me as well. I forgot about the spirit guardians. Could you both make wisdom saving throws for me, please? Because as soon as you appear in his area, all these shadowy angels are kind of flittering around you.
Oh, and I need to make one. Oh, because they came near me.
You started in the area, yeah, when you started 16. Your turn. 16, and then Tarkhal.
And it's what kind of saving throw?
Wisdom saving throw, please.
Okay.
Come on.
Ooh, I rolled a 9 and a 6, so the 6 sticks, and that is a 5.
You are both going to take 7 radiant damage, just from these kind of shadowy angels, and then Tarkhal, you ran away, and then Clive, that's as you enter the area around him. But yeah, and then you managed to get an arm around him. He is now grappled.
Ha! I got him.
And would you like to do anything else?
I mean, that's about it. So I'm like specifically just
you can make another
to...
attack. So making a grapple is like one of your attacks, but because you have extra attack, you could like swing the mace in as well and get a hit in as well.
Sure.
Oh, that's cool.
And I would like to attack recklessly.
Oh, okay. Okay.
High risk, high content. Okay, so the first one is a 20-something, 22 to hit, but let's see if it crits. It does not.
Okay, well, the 22 still hits. It kind of penetrates this shimmering barrier that the alicorn created around the angel. And yeah, you feel the mace connect.
14 damage.
14 points of damage. A strong blow that connects with the creature. And yeah, it's just, you kind of hear him grunt as you now have him kind of grappled, one arm around him. Anything else, Clive?
No, that would be enough for me.
Okay. He has got his legendary actions back. Do I want to use them?
It's not worth it. Don't do it.
I will, because Clive is being something of a pest right now. So I'm going to use one of his legendary actions, Coordinated Assault. He's going to make an attack against you, and then the alicorn is going to make an attack against you. So he's going to attack you with his spear. Even though you got grappled, he kind of shoves it behind him. Whoop. That is going to be a 17 to hit. So you're going to take 9 piercing damage, halved to 4 because you're raging. So 4 piercing damage, and then 6 radiant damage as he kind of stabs backwards with his spear, just kind of catching you. And then his mount is also going to try and attack you with her hooves. And that is a natural one. That's an 8 to hit. So you managed to kind of like shrug off the kind of back hooves as he kind of like shoves you to the side and then stabs you with a spear, and the horse kind of kicks you for a moment. But that is ineffective against you. Then at initiative count 20, as a lair action, all of you who are in the center of the tower, that pedestal that Tarkhal is currently stood astride, that is in the center, you watch as it begins to glow blue. And I need you all I've got to find all my lair actions now. Where is it? This is a strength saving throw, I believe. Yes.
Oh.
Can you? So Azara, Agnis, Tarkhal, and Kiki all make a strength saving throw.
11.
11?
5.
5?
13.
13. You don't take any damage, but there is like a pulse of energy, and you are all thrown back. Let me just check. You are thrown back 10 feet and knocked prone. So Agnis, Azara, I guess Tark would be sort of blown this way. And yes, you are all knocked prone. So it's half movement to stand up as this pulse kind of from the center of the tower and kind of sends you skidding all across the stone onto the polished, starry kind of material that forms the base of the tower. After the lair action, the unicorn will go. The unicorn will cast Dispel Magic on the fairy fire. So Agnis, your orange glow around the Laviel dissipates as the unicorn dispels it with a nod of her horn and a burst of magical light, and the fairy fire is dispelled. But that is her whole turn. She can't really move because Clive is there. So that is going to be it. We go to Agnis.
Agnis is knocked prone, so I imagine that she kind of like grits her teeth and growls, and she jams her fingers into it's marble, so she can't really jam her fingers in the ground. But it looks like she does, because there's like sparks kind of coming out of them.
Grabbing it,
and she just like, there's these fiery tendrils that snake along underneath the surface of the marble. And then these giant antlers emerge from the marble, and an elk made of fire sets its hooves on the ground and pulls itself out right in front of the alicorn and makes a big fiery elk noise, like, you know, however elks sound, that weird sound they make. And a bestial spirit that looks like an elk is summoned at the 4th level.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
I love the description of that as well. Super cool.
They do just scream, don't they?
Yeah,
Elves
they
just
like,
go.
Yeah. It's a really weird noise. But it's intimidating in this case. Believe me.
I mean, if a fire elk screamed at me, I'd be scared.
Yeah. It's big and it's mad at the alicorn. So
it's big.
How big is it? Is it large or is it medium sized?
It's technically small.
It's technically small. Okay, well, we'll make it medium sized. And it appears where? Sorry,
in front of the alicorn.
Like, okay, so right in front of it.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, so you watch as this thing rises up. I will give you control over this as well.
And it has, if I'm interpreting this correctly, it has allies within 5 feet, right?
It does, because Clive is there.
Yeah. So it gets 2 attacks because I cast this at 4th level, and it gets pack tactics. So it gets advantage on attack rolls, and it's going to try to maul twice with its giant antlers of fire.
Are you going for the angel himself, or are you going for the alicorn?
The alicorn.
Okay. Great. Anna's got to get dice.
I need more for this. Okay. So the spell attack modifier to hit.
Yep. So that's your normal spell attack modifier.
All right. So that's going to be 16 to hit on the first one.
That hits the alicorn. Yeah, the alicorn is much easier to hit. Doesn't have the protective shield. Doesn't wear armor. It does have some armor, actually, kind of like little pieces of barding, but not much. So the elk manages to kind of knock it with its horns, its fiery horns.
And it does 16 piercing damage.
Oh, a heavy blow. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you see the alicorn kind of reel back from this blow. And
it goes again, this time with a 11 to hit.
Was that with advantage? Because the pack
tactics? No, I forgot about advantage.
There you go.
That will be much better. That's a 26 to hit.
That does hit.
And that will be 2 + 8, so 10 more piercing damage.
10 more piercing damage. Both blows kind of as the alicorn and the antler butt heads and the horns and the, you know, just kind of blazing against each other as the flames and the light of the unicorn kind of smash against each other in this duel of beasts.
Cool.
Anything else, Agnes?
No, because the elk shares my initiative order, but
it goes
my
after
action
you,
to
basically.
summon it. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, at the end of your turn, Agnes, I think the unicorn is going to the alicorn, I should say, is going to kind of sense, and you hear its voice just like, Elaviel, no, you must not fall. And it is going to use its heal other legendary action to heal its rider for not very much at the moment. 4, 13, 17 hit points. Wowee. But you watch as the alicorn surges like golden light up into its rider. The shadows, you know, sensing this conflict, you can see the shadows all kind of curled around Elaviel, kind of almost like lifting his arms up as he strikes you and things like that. They are gleeful in this battle that is being fought as they do so. Azara.
Now,
that is all of the unicorn's legendary actions, by the way, to use that heal other ability. So it gets no more legendary actions.
Mr. DM.
Yes.
I have a proposal. Mind thrust.
Yes.
I thrust a lance of psychic disruption into the mind of one creature I can see within range. Technically 2, because I'm going to cast it at the 4th level. Would a disrupted mind possibly falter these shadows? Because
read the spell. Does the spell have like a cool description, like you prey on the fears and doubts of the target and drive a psychic spike?
It says you thrust a lance of psychic disruption into the mind of one creature you see within range. The target must make an intelligence saving throw. On a failed save, the target takes 3d6 psychic damage. It can't take a reaction until the end of its turn. Moreover, on its next turn, it must choose whether it gets to move, an action, or a bonus action. It only gets one of the three.
Okay, sure. I mean, you can certainly try it.
Cool.
We'll see what happens.
I'm going to quicken the spell just in case. Got to take off those sorcery points. Okay, quicken the spell, and I'm going to cast Mind Spike, which is just dope. Or Mind Thrust, I'm sorry, at the 4th level. Yeah, I am, Rini. Casting it at the 4th level.
Okay.
So that's a intelligence saving throw.
Intelligence saving
On
throw.
both of them, because it's at the 4th level.
So you can target 2 creatures.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Well, on Elaviel, that is going to be not very high. It's only a 15.
That makes it though.
Okay.
He still gets spiked and he takes psychic damage though.
But it just doesn't get all the other effects. Basically, it takes half damage.
Takes half damage.
Yeah.
But he still gets his mind spike.
Yeah. The Alicorn is only an 12. Sorry.
Cool. So that's 3d6. So that's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So that's 11 points of psychic damage.
So that's 11 to the... So it's only 1 damage roll, and then we half it for Elaviel.
Yeah.
So 11 to the Alicorn, and then 5 to Thingy. On a failed save, you always know the target's location. Blah, blah, blah. The spell ends. Oh, wait. Is Mind Spike a different spell?
Mind Thrust.
Sorry, Mind Thrust. Mind Thrust. Just want to check the... Oh, why is that spell not coming up?
Do you want me to...
No, it's weird. It's just it's not coming up in my D&D Beyond. Oh well. So just to check, so the effect is only on a success, right?
The effect is only on a success.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
On a failed save, the creature takes this and moreover. Okay. So yeah, the Alicorn, you see her kind of stunned and her mind seems to almost react, but Elaviel, the mind is so erratic, and these shadows, you almost feel like there are these 3-4 different thoughts going on in his mind at one time, and the spell just doesn't quite manage to drive a wedge and cause any disruption. But the Alicorn for sure seems to be disrupted, and at that, Elaviel will become. That was your bonus action. That's true. You still have an action and a move.
Still do have an action. So I am going to firebolt. Why not, Elaviel? Because I don't want to make any more checks. That is a 16 plus 7.
That will hit.
That will hit. Cool. That's 2d10.
It's 23.
That's a d10. 3 points of damage.
Wow.
Wait, no, that's a 7, not a 1. 9 points of damage.
Okay.
Look,
so you watch as the flame kind
like
of launches out of your hand, striking Elaviel. You see, the blue robes and pieces, some of his feathers get scorched and burnt by the flame. Would you like to move, Azara?
Where am I? I might as well get up.
Yes, you are currently still prone. You did all of that from the floor.
So
you can spend half movement to stand up. And then you are currently on like the outer ring of this tower, this blue celestial stone.
So this is 5, 10, 15 feet, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Cool. I want to be next to Tarkhal so he gets friend help.
Okay, sure. Okay. Cool. At the end of your turn, Elaviel is going to take a legendary action, and he is going to make a spear attack, and he is going to cast a spell. This is going to go into probably Clive is a bigger threat than the elk at the moment. The elk's a summoned creature, and he would know that. So he's going to attack old Clive. That is only, however, a 12 to hit Clive. So you feel this kind of like radiant spear of blazing light kind of come down. But then he reaches out a hand, and he is going to actually cast on Azara Agnis. I think he would probably target Azara because of the mind thrust against his mount. A ray of sickening greenish energy is going to come towards you, Azara. And that is going to be a not too high. That is going to be a 14 to hit.
That's just my armor class.
Oh, well, that's unfortunate.
That's unfortunate.
Can you make a Constitution saving throw for me as well, please?
I'm so good at those, I can. 23.
23. You take 2 poison damage because I rolled like garbage. And yeah, you feel this kind of ray of energy trying to sicken you and poison you, but you manage to kind of shrug it off.
Not to a dragon, you crusty bitch.
That was his legendary action. On his action, he will... Ooh, Tarkhal is next to a friend. He will cast a spell. Tarkhal, I need you to make an intelligence saving throw.
Yeah, okay. That's a 10, and that is a 0. So that's a 0.
A 0.
Yep, a 1 minus 1.
You feel
You
all of
wisdom,
those...
right?
This was intelligence.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's a 5 then.
Oh, a 5.
Not
So
a
much
0.
better.
Yeah.
All of those fears and doubts, the things that you're worried about, this kind of constant sense of death in this place, it begins to get into your mind and you start seeing shadows of enemies that aren't there and everything else. You are currently affected by the Enemies Abound spell. So what this means is you lose the ability to distinguish friend from foe regarding all creatures it can see as enemies until the spell ends. Each time you take damage, you can repeat the saving throw. Whenever you choose a target, you must choose the target at random from among the creatures you can see within range of the attack spell or other ability. If an enemy provokes an opportunity attack from you, you must take that attack if possible. So if Azara moves away from you, for example, you would need to take that cut. You get to remake that saving throw on a save. But yeah, you're just looking around as like all of your friends and allies become these shadowy enemies, and you're not sure. I think
literally everything is in range with me though. Because my Kiss of Silver is 60 feet. So how many creatures are my targets? My 3
So we've got Hollyfent, Azara, Agnis, Clive, the Elk, the Angel, and the Alicorn. So you could roll a D8 and just ignore an 8 or like re-roll on an 8. And it is it's your turn.
All right. So really quick, I want to make a list in Discord so we know that we're good. Clive, Agnis, Azara. You said Moose is 1? Elk is 1?
Elk is 1. Hollyfant is 1.
Yep.
Clive, obviously.
Angel and Alicorn.
Yes.
1, 2, 3.
So it should be 7.
Okay, yep. Boom. There's my 7, 1 through 7. I rolled a 5, which is going to be the elk.
No!
Okay. The summoned elk. So you see this beast of flame and shadow. It's going to kill you.
I rolled an 18 plus 8, 26.
26. Nice. You don't get sneak attack because you don't have any allies. So it's just a normal attack.
Oh,
but that's great though. Like
it's a good thing. Friends. It stops him. Like, yeah.
I roll a 1, so it's 5 damage.
So there you go, Agnis. 5 damage to the elk as you see your brother just like throw his knife. And you still have move action. Move and bonus actions are as normal, Tarkhal. So.
I think that Tarkhal would just want to get away from all the enemies. So he's going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. This seems like kind of... maybe this one's...
The furthest away. Yeah.
There's still the Hollyfent, but that's definitely the smallest creature on the board. So
yeah.
Seems least...
But maybe it's a trick. Maybe it's a trick. Maybe it's really the most powerful.
Yeah, that's my whole turn.
Okay. The very last one to go, and then we're going to take a quick break after this.
Oh, Elk, I'm sorry. Elk has to take 4 poison damage if it's effective on
4 poison damage. There you go. If it takes poison damage, if it's not immune. Little Kiki the Hollyfant will, sensing that something is wrong with Tarkhal, but not really able to do much about it, will kind of fly over towards Azara, and she is going to cast Bless on Agnis, Azara, and Clive. So you all have an extra D4 to attack rolls, ability checks, and saving throws.
Sick.
I think something's wrong with your friend. And she points at Tarkhal, who's like, he looks like a wild man. Like looking around. And with that, we're going to take a very quick 5-minute break. Let people just take a quick bio break. And then we're going to come back and continue this epic battle against this shadowy angel. All right, let's take a quick break. Okay, everyone's just had their little bio. We are back. We're going to jump in at the top of this round. This round 3, I believe, with Clive of the Wildmane. And Clive, you are starting in the Spirit Guardians. Before anything, I need a Wisdom saving throw from you, please, my friend.
And I can go to my D&D Beyond tab now that my mouse is working.
Some gaming company send this man a cool RGB mouse.
Hold on, I have to open up characters. Hold on a second. Hold on here. It's
Quick,
never been
again.
easier. It's never been easier with D&D
Corsair,
Beyond. Okay,
Logitech. Someone send this man new peripherals.
Okay, what am I doing?
Wisdom saving throw, please, my friend.
Boom. 16.
16. You're going to take some radiant damage, I'm afraid. 7.
Why roll?
15 radiant damage as these shadowy things. Also, I've been really bad. I keep forgetting to make concentration checks for the angel. I will do so for some of the last damage. To be honest, I'm pretty sure he's going to ace all of these. Yeah. But yeah, the shadowy spirits just kind of buffeting you as you are within fighting distance of this angel. What would you like to do, Clive? It is now over to you.
I'm still on the horse with him, holding him.
Yeah, it's like you're kind of like the horse is kind of on the ground, so you dropped in from above, you grabbed him, but you've got your feet on the ground as well. You're kind of grabbed him from below at this point. But yeah, he can't move. He is grappled by you, and he's not attempted to break free. He's just been hitting you and casting spells and things like that.
Was Clive blessed?
Clive was blessed.
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
Does he get an extra D4?
He does, yeah.
I'm gonna do that. So 16 plus 4.
Okay, in that case, half that damage to, what was it, 15? So you take 7 radiant damage instead.
Haha, thank you.
Got your back, fam.
Points back.
Thank you.
Nice, well remembered.
Also, to mess with him now, if he's grappled, I'm going to daunting roar in his ear.
Okay.
So that is a wisdom 16.
Okay. This is an interesting one. So you let out this bellowing roar, Clive, and it frightens the target, right? They become frightened of you.
Mm-hmm.
So you see the angel kind of turns and his expression changes to one of panic and fear as he looks at you. Everybody except Clive, you see one of the shadows seems to grow in size. Can you roll a D6 for me, please, Nate, and tell me what you get?
That's a 4.
So that's a 2 on a D3. So yeah, one of the shadows, seems to just swell in size as you see the fear overtake this angel, and he just stares at you in absolute terror. But one of the shadows seems to almost, grin as it swells in size. Anything else, Clive?
Yeah, I still need to whack him.
Okay.
I roar in his ear, and I'm just like, "You're about to join me in the land of the dead, lad." Wait, do I get advantage? Oh wait, only if I say I attack recklessly.
If you attack recklessly, then you
okay.
do, yeah.
Well, the first one's an 18.
The other thing I'm going to say to you, Clive, is you may... Okay, no, it's all right. That only affects them. Okay, perfect. Sorry, carry on.
Okay, so first hit is an 18.
That would normally hit, but the shield that the unicorn conjured... in fact, she didn't do that. So, no, it does hit. So, yes, you do hit.
Sweet. Damage time. Boop. That would be 9.
9 points. Morningstar cracks into his armor, the breastplate he seems to be wearing.
And then I'm going to swing again. I like that I have him grappled, and I'm assuming I'm just kind of like beating him over the head.
Yeah, you're kind of like beating him in the head, or like you've got like his arm grabbed and you're just like swinging the mace in, like preventing him from getting away. Grapple doesn't like stop him fighting or you fighting. It's just like you've stopped him moving, basically.
Mm-hmm. Just stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it. That is a 24.
24 will hit, yes.
Whoop. Yeah. Another 6 damage.
Another 6 points of damage. Okay. Bam, 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 bam. Okay. Anything else, Clive, on your turn?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Then after you, Elaviel's going to take his legendary action to cast a spell and to attack. He's going to attack you, Clive, being the only real target that he has.
He's afraid of me.
He gets disadvantage to attack you. He can't move closer to you, but he also is grappled, so he can't move away. So he just has disadvantage. The disadvantage was a natural 1. So he misses with his attack as he tries to like desperately, almost panicked stab at you. But he can still cast a spell as part of this legendary action. And I need you, Clive of the Wildmane, to make a wisdom saving throw. Your favorite.
16.
16. You are going to take some psychic damage here as the shadows, and you hear the angel kind of whispering under his breath. And as these whispers reach your mind, they cause pain, 11 psychic damage, and you must immediately use your reaction to move your speed away from the angel man, which is going to cause you to ungrapple him. So
are we
as a reaction,
both afraid of each other now?
Well, yours is like a temporary thing. Like you use your reaction to move away, and then the whispers fade from your mind, and your mind clears. But yeah, this kind of causes you to kind of almost in a burst, like something's driving you away from him. So you're going to move 45 feet away.
I imagine I like let go and we both fall and we're just like looking at each other, like scooting back.
Yeah.
No.
You can choose the direction, by the way. So you just got to move 45 feet away from the angel man.
Okay. I will move towards my comrades.
Sure. Your buddy Tarkhal, maybe.
Yeah. As far as I'm concerned, that's my comrade. He's on my side.
Sure. Okay. Where would you like
Here
to go?
I come, lad.
Just want to move straight up next to Tarkhal. I think that's might have to move you a bit further. You're going to have to go much further back, unfortunately, because your speed is 45. So you almost run to the back. You run past Tarkhal, almost kind of like scooting around him, almost to the back of the room, like trying to get away from this guy.
Okay, well, then I pass him.
Okay, if you pass him, Shady, that's an opportunity attack.
I have to take it, right? Yeah. So,
yeah, you do. Good old Nate. Nate's just like, yeah, I know what I'm doing here.
Yep.
14, 6 plus 8.
No.
There you go. So you can strike at him. Yeah, Clive, Tarkhal takes a swing at you as you run past.
What the hell is that, lad?
You're going to kill me.
That's not how this works.
And then these whispers kind of fade from your mind, Clive, and then the spell ends. You're not afraid of him or anything like that. You just had to rush away from him. After the legendary action, the lair action is this time Anybody who is stood on the blue celestial stone, except for the angel on its mount, so this is currently Clive, Agnis, and that's it. I need you guys to make a constitution saving throw as this blazing light seems to erupt from the floor itself, kind of coalescing as the angel once again lifts his hand up. Divine light, protect me. As this
We can
light...
can we add our D4 to that?
You can. It's a saving throw, yeah? So you still have bless. So you get a D4.
Nice. That might save me. 14.
14. Okay. Clive?
26.
Okay, Clive, you don't take anything. Agnis, the searing light still manages to affect you. That's 6 radiant damage, and you have disadvantage on the first attack roll you make before the end of your next turn. Obviously, if it doesn't need an attack roll, it's not affected. But it's like your eyesight is all like spotty and blinded as like this bright light kind of flashes in your mind. That's the lair action. The unicorn mount. The unicorn mount will. That is not a fear effect. It can't do that. Let's see here. Does not like this elk, but it knows that it is being commanded by something else. From her horn, she's going to project a guiding bolt towards Agnis. And that is going to be a miss. I cannot roll dice today. That was a 10 to hit as this beam of energy shoots forth from her horn and just strikes behind you, Agnis, splashing against the stone. Agnis, your go.
I'm going to... I keep going back and forth. I'm going to summon my wildfire spirit. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take my action to do that. So I'm going to say, Candor! And summon the little dude.
Sure.
And then the elk will continue its rage versus the alicorn.
Cool. Where do you want Candor to appear, by the way?
Good question.
Because does it do a thing when it appears? When he appears, does he do damage?
Right. You're so smart. Thank you for saving me.
And what's the range?
Range is 60. Nope. Range is... It doesn't say on here.
Like how far you can summon it away? Okay. We'll figure it out.
I love D&D Beyond, but it's wildfire spirit stat block consistently. Like I have to go look it up somewhere.
But it might be in your features rather than on the actual stat block. Let's have a look. Druid, Circle of Wildfire.
I should just
summon Wildfire Spirit. The spirit appears in an unoccupied space of your choice that you can see within 30 feet of you. So it's actually in the feature, not in the stat block of the creature itself. Each creature within 10 feet of the spirit, other than you, when it appears, must succeed on a dex saving throw or takes 2d6 fire damage. So within 30 feet, you can get it. I'm assuming you would want it as close to the enemies as possible.
Yeah, but like not by the elk, like by the butt of the alicorn.
This is the range of the spell. You could move first if you like, and then summon it. Okay, so you could move.
I'm gonna move kind of over. Let's see how far. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll move over here.
Move more towards the central dais and the central platform off of this like sparkling blue stone.
Yeah, but kind of like almost a little bit around. Like, oh, I keep thinking that that's just the floor. Never mind. Yes, over here.
Okay. And then I can say from the fire spirit, Alarmville passes the save, but the alicorn fails. So 2d6 fire damage to the alicorn.
Great. And then Candor's over there. And then the elk will go.
Just roll the 2d6 fire damage for me.
Oh, sorry. 8.
8 points of fire damage to the alicorn. And then, yeah, go ahead with the elk, the fiery elk.
First attack is 27 to hit.
And are you attacking the alicorn again?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that is easily a hit. It kind of slams into it as Candor erupts in flame behind it, causing the alicorn to kind of whinny and turn around. The elk strides forward and smashes its antlers into the alicorn's neck.
And that will do 11 piercing damage.
Okay, 11 piercing damage.
And the second,
you just hear the alicorn kind of like, Elaviel, help.
nat 20.
Well, what's the normal damage on the elk then?
1d8 plus 4 plus the spell's level, which is 4.
So it's 1d8 plus 8, so it's 16 plus another d8.
Which is 1.
So 17 points. You watch as, in a moment of distraction, as the alicorn seems to rear its head up and ask its master for help, the elk just brings this flaming hoof, and you just hear something crack and snap. The alicorn looks to nearly collapse, like she kind of buckles to one leg, and seems to reel with the blow, blood pouring out of like her ears and things like that. Desperately injured, desperately injured, but still standing, just barely.
For the record, the command I gave the elk was to incapacitate, like knock unconscious, not kill.
Knock unconscious. Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
Because I, like Azara, think that an alicorn should definitely be at least talked to before destroyed.
Okay. Nice. All right. Okay. Anything else on your turn, Agnis? I think that's at the end, isn't it? Your elk goes. So
yeah, I'm done.
In that case, at the end of your turn.
Oh, actually, if I summoned Candor, can Candor go?
Yeah, you should technically have Candor go before the elk, but we can just do it now. It's fine. It doesn't matter.
I'll just do a little flame seed
on
the alicorn. Same command, just trying to knock it out.
Okay.
So flame.
I'm not sure if fire can knock somebody out. But okay.
Maybe it's like a little seed. Like it actually has like a bludgeoning. Like maybe
does it do bludgeoning damage or does it do fire damage?
I mean, it does fire damage.
I was gonna say Candor can't knock somebody out with fire damage.
Then it'll go at Elaviel.
The angel. Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
And that will be 7 plus 8, 15 to hit.
Does not hit. The flame kind of gets knocked aside by an empowered arm. All right. In that case, at the end of your turn, then Agnis, the weakened alicorn will just. Elaviel, I'm sorry. This is the last thing I can do. And then her horn glows, and she's going to project that shield once more over her rider for a +2 AC. Azara, your turn.
Azara will she holds out her staff, and her whole body seems to be just glowing with lightning energy. And she turns to the alicorn and she says, I will give you one chance to change allegiances or prepare to die.
How fickle the mortal mind is. You know nothing of loyalty then. My life is Elaviel's. If you would seek to kill him, then you must kill me too. Our bond is eternal.
Azar kind of looks at Agnis like, I tried. And then I'm gonna have her, what is technically the term here? Channel Divinity Destructive Wrath. And I'm going to move to where it doesn't catch the elk because it's a 5 feet radius. So probably right here to have it kind of burst that way.
Bolt?
It's because it's a
line.
It's a line. How do I get rid of that?
It's okay.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm gonna do that, and that's gonna be 63 points because I'm casting it at the 5th level.
And it's a maximized lightning bolt. They still get their saving throw.
Wait, for lightning bolt? Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So let's do it in order. The alicorn's pretty much toast even if they make this save. Yeah. I'm still gonna make it. So that is going to be Dex. That would have been 15 on the mount.
Okay.
And then on Elaviel himself, he also gets advantage because this is magic. That is a 16 against Elaviel.
So they both save. So it's still 33. Wait, no. What's 63 and a half?
31.
31 points.
Okay, let me describe what happens here, because a few things happen. The lightning bolt crackles through the air. You all smell burnt ozone as this blast erupts from Azara as you watch this, beautiful golden alicorn creature. The bolt strikes and you just watch her kind of arch her back, her wings fly out as the lightning passes through her entire body, almost like trying to shield her master. There is a flash of light and the unicorn vanishes completely. The bolt then strikes Elaviel, and you can see him kind of crying out in pain as the lightning passes through him. But then when he sees that his beloved mount is gone, he just seems to kind of lose it. He just kind of shakes with rage, and you watch as the shadows around him seem to grow bigger and bigger and bigger. What have you done? What have you done? She was innocent. She was pure. I will kill you. And the shadows just seem to almost like a cloak surround him, cackling gleefully, silently. Azara.
She kicked us in the face. You're my ass.
She was defending her beloved angel master, so.
I didn't quicken that. Shit. That's okay.
You did not.
I did not quicken that. Can I do anything bonus action-y? No, I cannot. That is okay.
Okay. Those of you who are at within range, so this is the elk, basically, gets to make a opportunity attack against Elaviel as he flies straight towards Azara.
That's
Opportunity attack. Ooh.
Just dashes forward like spear, spinning in his hands as he rushes towards her. Shadows pulled along with him.
13.
13 does not hit. The elk tries to gorge the angel, but kind of just pushes forward. And yeah, this guy is going to bring 2 spear attacks to bear against you, Azara, in a righteous fury. That is going to be a 18 to hit on the first one.
That hits.
That's going to be 11 piercing damage plus 13 radiant damage, so 20 damage total.
As a reaction, I'm going to where is it? Wrath of the Storm.
Okay.
It has to make a dex saving throw. But it's
that's probably going to be a fail. I think that's 14.
13.
Okay.
But
succeeds.
it's still 2d8.
Halved.
9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 half.
So 7 lightning damage.
7 lightning
That was the first attack, and then the second attack comes in against you. That is, God, I am rolling like trash, but luckily this guy's got a high to hit. That's going to be, what's that? 17 to hit.
Yeah, it hits.
So you're going to take another 9, 14 piercing damage, and then 9 radiant damage.
Oh my
23
god.
damage total.
You
killed her. You killed her.
If Kiki's looking at anybody, screaming. Kiki would be looking at Azara.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Sure. Definitely noted. Tarkhal. I also am going to make a concentration check. The spirit shards, when he was hit by the lightning bolt, dissipated. So all the flittering, shadowy angels have vanished from around Elaviel as he lost concentration. Tarkhal.
Am I stronger that if the effects of that awful thing?
You are, unfortunately, yes.
I have to be the only way I break that is if I get damaged and I get to make a check.
Yes. Or if somebody, casts Dispel Magic or something unlike you, that could also remove it as well.
Well, I will go ahead and roll my D8. The only difference is that the alicorn on the list is now the fire spirit, I guess.
Yes.
That is also here. So if I happen to roll a 7, which I rolled a 4, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, which is Azara.
Oh no.
So I just I I panickingly just looking around at all these shadows, and then I just right towards Azara.
No sneak attack, but
No sneak attack,
nope.
which is great.
That would
I rolled
be
a
very
1.
bad.
I rolled a 1.
Thank God.
So
It's just in a panic, like you just throw it in
Yeah.
that direction. It's not clear whether he was aiming for the angel or Azara or the shadows, but throws it in that direction, but just goes wide.
yeah, that's great, because then I'm just gonna once again, I think I just want to get as far away from all these shadows as possible. So if this is the furthest square that I can go on, right? In this
Yes,
direction?
yeah, that's the
Okay,
furthest
then
you can get.
That's where Tarkhal is, and he's gonna remain.
Okay. Kiki, as kind of promised, will definitely see Azara and will kind of flow behind you and just like, oh, hang on. And that is going to be lovely 10 hit points back. Ho.
Oh.
Level 1 cure wounds,
Oof.
second of the day. And then we go up at the top. Actually, at the end of Hollyphant's go, Ilaviel hasn't used all of his legendary actions yet. And so they will make an attack against Azara and cast a spell.
Cool.
Yeah, this is, he is infuriated. 21 to hit Azara.
Yeah, it does.
That is going to be, that's really bad. Now I'm rolling high damage. 16 piercing damage.
Don't bother. I'm down.
Unconscious. Okay, so the radiant energy kind of doesn't have any further effect. He watches as he just strikes Azara and she falls to the floor with a beam, and then in wild eyes he just turns around looking for his next target, and I think he's going to see Agnis closest, who is going to be the subject of his spell as a ray of greenish energy flies out. That is going to be a 17.
That hits.
Okay, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw, please, Agnis.
17.
Okay, you are not poisoned, but you do take 10 poison damage, but you're not poisoned condition. So you feel like this kind of green energy hit you, and you feel like this choking miasma flow through your lungs, but you are still standing for the time being. But that was his legendary action. Clive the Wildmane.
Okay, so am I still under effects of like
No.
Okay, cool.
That was like a reaction on your turn, and then it was done.
Sweet. And then how I can check the roll 20.
You are 35 feet away from the Angel Man.
Cool. I can still teleport, right?
You can.
Cool.
30 feet.
Maybe I don't want to use it. No, it's fun. It's fun. I don't
you just watch as like this multicolored aura just kind of whoosh, and then Clive jumps out of space. Mace in hands.
Just like breaking through a continuum with Morningstar already up coming down on him.
Nice. Go for it.
Okay, so the first one won't hit. I'm going to attack recklessly though.
Okay, yeah, then make it with advantage. Yeah, sure.
Oh, will you allow me to attack recklessly?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, you rolled the attack. I mean, normally you should say it before you make any attacks, but yeah, it's fine.
Well, that's a 16.
16 is not enough, unfortunately. He manages to bring the spear and kind of parry the first blow, but you do get the second one.
Cool. Great. Boop. Okay, that is 19 plus stuff.
That will hit, however.
Cool.
You bring the Morningstar down on this angelic being who is clearly inconsolable with grief and rage.
Well, that's unfortunate. Good thing I rolled a 1, so 5.
5 points of damage is still 5 points of damage. It all adds up. You kind of bring the mace down. He manages to avoid some of it, but you still strike down as he does so. Anything else, Clive, on your turn?
No.
In that case, the lair action, he has to go back to the top one, which is to move these platforms. He is going to lower them, and then he's going to bring one down to here. And then he's going to bring this one to beneath him, so it kind of lowers down to the ground and then slides under everybody's feet, these two platforms. But that is the lair action here. The alicorn is no more. Agnis
Agnis is going to run over behind Azara, who is down, correct?
Yes, yeah. You watched as Laviel kind of dropped her to the ground with his spear strike.
Then I'm going to cast Cure Wounds on Azara at the 2nd level.
My God, Agnes is healing.
I know.
My God.
Isn't it amazing?
I'm
So-
honored.
That's going to be 2d8 plus 4 plus an extra d8 for my enhanced bond with Candor.
Oh, with Candor, yeah.
Oh.
So that will be 13 plus 4, 17
17 hit points.
healing. Yeah.
Nice. So you feel your eyes you feel this burning warmth spread over you, Azara, and then you just you kind of come to and you see Agnes looming down, flames kind of coming off of her hands, healing you.
Zara kind of proudly tears up a little bit. Like in the middle of this fight, she's like,
Done it.
Agnes healed?
I was
like,
like,
oh
what?
my God.
What? It's not like I've healed before. She was like, come on, guys. And Candor then will flit over and actually teleport Azara back out of melee. Just a little.
Okay. So he flies over.
Yeah, and just puts her like, I don't know, behind me.
In fact, actually, you should be able to control this. I'll let you do this. Agnes. Right, you should have control of Candor now.
So Candor's just gonna go do 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 do, and poof Azara back like right here behind me, or like
Okay.
maybe right here. I don't want to push her too far away if she wanted to be close.
Okay. Well, she doesn't have a choice. It's up to you.
Yeah.
So you're
I don't have a
teleporting.
Yeah, I'll leave her there.
Okay,
And then
right.
with the teleportation, there is fire damage, which
Okay.
will be
Does that affect all creatures or just enemies?
My God, I'm trying to get rid of this
each
line.
creature within 5 feet of the space that the spirit left must succeed on a dex saving throw or take 1d6 plus 4.
There was
fire
no
damage.
where it left was. Oh no, it did. So he
It
moved
was
here
in
and
melee
then he
with
teleported.
Alaviel.
Well, if it's within 5 feet, that's going to hit
Yeah,
Clive
Clive's
then
gonna
as
get
well.
it too. Sorry, buddy.
Sorry.
1d6 fire damage is let's see, 1d6 plus 4. That means 5. I rolled a 1.
Okay, so no saving throw. Everybody like Clive and Azara.
No dex saving throw.
Dex saving throw. Okay. Yeah. He the angel Laviel passed. I got an 18 and a 19.
So it's a dex save?
Yeah.
Hold on. I get do I see this?
Yes.
Cool.
You have advantage. Danger sense.
First one is a 12. Second one is a nat 20.
Nice.
Nice.
No damage. So Candle's flames erupt out, but both manage to kind of pull themselves away from it. Anything else, Agnes, on your turn?
No, not for that, but it's Elky's turn.
It is, yes. Okay, yep. At the end of your initiative, that's true.
These the tentacle monsters, they're kind of
Shadows.
Yeah, they're shadows, right? I can run
They
through
don't
them.
block anything. You can,
Yeah.
yes. Yeah.
So the elk's
are
gonna come up from
intangible.
behind. Just from
Yep.
behind.
Absolutely.
First attack
Laviel
is
seems to sense it coming and does spin to defend himself, but you still make the attack as normal. Just
first
be
is a
aware that
15
it
to
was
hit.
there. Does not hit. Kind of
Oh,
gets
come on. Different
knocked
die.
away.
We need a new die. That's exactly the same roll. So never mind.
So, I mean, this you can see that Laviel is actually, very clearly trained fighter as well, and is, fending off this beast with his spear quite easily as it tries to rush up behind him. At the end of your turn, Agnes, if you are done, he's going to take his last legendary action before his turn.
Yes, I am done
okay.
with my triple turn.
With Clive attacking recklessly, he's going to make an attack against Clive with advantage.
Doesn't my elk get an attack of opportunity if he turned to face me in melee? And
no, he's just turning. He's not actually like moving out of the space. He was just turning to face. Well, there's no flanking, so he's just is. It's like a flavorful thing of him sort of like fighting off around him. That is going to be a 27 to hit you, Clive.
Yeah.
Snake eyes for damage. So 7 piercing, half to 3 because you're raging, and then 3d6 radiance. That's 6. 11 radiant damage, so 14 damage total.
All right.
And
a lot of hurt still up.
Yeah, and then he gets to cast a spell, and he will cast it on. Oh, that's an interesting idea. Agnes is very wise. Azara, wisdom saving throw.
Yeah. Oh, do that.
You might be good at these as well.
Yeah, I am. It's a dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
Ooh.
Okay, so he raises his hand up. He strikes Clive, who's left himself open. He looks at you, Azara, and then he says, silence. And you feel yourself like resisting this mental command to stay silent and you
then
kind of, shrug it off.
Knowing that he tried to command me to say silent, Azara will go, fuck you.
Ooh.
There you
As
go.
a free action.
And it is now your turn.
Oh, isn't that poetic?
Mhm.
Azara is now. Ooh, I can do this now. Azara's gonna turn into a freaking dragon magical girl real quick.
Okay.
And reminding myself what that means. My save spell DC is increased. I gain a flying speed. And I hope that I can get a crit on this. I probably won't. But I'm going to cast Witch Bolt at the 4th level. I'm going to quicken the spell.
Okay.
Real quick.
Are you using your dragon staff transformation? Because that's a bonus action, I believe.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Then I'm not actually going to do that.
Okay.
As a bonus action, I'm going to drink potion of greater healing.
Okay. So 44 plus 4?
Yeah. Wait. Is it metagaming to ask Clive where
quickening
he is?
spell is also a bonus action, so
right.
You want to do a lot of bonus actions.
Right, I know. Is it can I ask Clive where he is at healing wise? Is that can I see how much blood he has on his face?
I don't mind you guys like sharing that info. Like I'm not one of those DMs who's like, no, you can't tell each other how many hit points you have.
Nate, what's your hit point at?
I'm feeling on a scale of 1 to 96, I'm at like a 33.
Oh, you're fine. I'm having the potion of greater healing then.
Oh,
Okay.
What was that again?
That's 44 plus 4.
44 plus 4. Okay, that's 2, 2, 4, 2, 10, 14. 14
hit points. Okay.
Cool.
Okay.
So that's my bonus action. So Azara essentially says, fuck you, downs a potion, and then casts Witch's Bolt at the 4th level at Alaviel.
Okay.
Which is a roll to hit, because I'm super sick of him saving shit. Which is a 16 plus 7.
That will hit.
Cool.
So doesn't manage to kind of avoid it, doesn't manage to dodge the blow.
Which is 4d12. 1, 2, 3. Pick the shiny one. That is 7, 14, 15, 17 points. 20 points because of my lightning affinity.
Okay. Another blast of energy kind of connects with him, strikes him right in the chest, and you can see kind of resists it as this beam is connected between the two of you. But he is still standing.
Does he look bloodied?
He looks heavily injured at this point.
Okay.
You can see him like clutching his chest, like his wings have been burnt by all the fire from Agnis and Kanda and the elk. You can see he's got these great dents and rents in his armor from Clive strikes, and then the whole front of his like body is blasted by lightning from you. But as you anything else on your turn? Otherwise, we're going to go to him, and then it's going to be Tarkhal, and I think we're going to be wrapping up at the end of this round.
Go for it. I'm done.
Okay, he will stride forwards to basically get to Azara, who has caused.
Well, that's a lot of attacks of opportunity.
It is, yeah. He's going to provoke from Clive and the elk.
yeah.
The elk rolls a 27.
That hits.
I rolled a 21.
21. That hits as well. You both hit.
Yeah.
So you can see him. He doesn't even pay attention to them. He just leaves himself open as he's like staggering forward towards Azara.
15 piercing from the elk.
15
10.
piercing from the elk.
And 10 for me.
Okay, 10 from Clive. So Azara, as he's he like raises his spear up, and you can see him about to bring that thing down on you again. But this time, like the elk stabs him right in the back, and the antlers kind of get wedged under his armor, and he staggers forward. And then Clive, you just bring the mace down and you wrench it down onto his back, and you hear something kind of like he kind of staggers to a knee, collapses down to one, and you just see him kind of like in these deep, ragged breaths. This place, freedom. Kalira, forgive me. And as he does, you see that light as all the other Celestials you fought, he begins to kind of emerge into an absolute blaze of light, but this light glows brighter and more powerful than you've seen before. I need Clive, Agnis, Azara, Kiki, all to make Radiant Constitution saving throw, please.
Heck yeah. 17.
17. Clive.
My third nat 20 of the night.
Hey,
Nice.
boy.
Cracked,
Nice.
dude.
Agnes.
15.
15. So in this last desperate thing, just as he begins to kind of, you see his form, almost you don't think that this is intentional, but as his body returns to whatever plane it's from, that is going to be 14, 23 points of radiant damage to everybody but Clive, as he just
20, you said?
explodes. 23 radiant damage.
Oh, I'm
as
so
he
glad
just
I took that potion.
explodes into radiant energy. Two things as he does. Tarkhal, that paranoia, that sensation evaporates. As soon as this creature disappears, your vision seems to return to normal. You begin to see your allies and companions. The rest of you see that hovering in place where Alarville was is a gemstone about the kind of size of maybe like a small fist, that is just glowing bright, almost like the sun on a blazing summer's day. This gemstone just seems to hover in the air where he was previously.
Azara kind of spits out blood now that she's back down to 8 hit points.
Yeah, your skin's all like scorched and burnt in places.
Yeah, and she'll cast Mage Hand and have the Mage Hand just gently close around, like with the tips of its claws.
Yeah, the dragon claws just kind of hold it.
Just kind of
and
hold
that,
it.
my friends, is where we're going to end today's episode.
Fun.
Hell yeah.
Hey.
Very well done.
That was an epic fight. Good.
Very
Nice
epic
final
fight.
blow, Clive. Hell yeah.
I mean, he was
cool.
just like, you killed my horse, I kill you. It's just like, I'm coming, coming for you, sorcerer.
The horse a chance, did I not? I said, be our friend.
Funny thing about lawful
die.
good alicorns, they don't tend to switch sides.
Yeah.
And that's its own fault. I
It
said
is.
friendship or death, and it chose death. So
Chose death. It did. With that, Tarkhal, I'm sorry that you were basically like, right, kill your friends for this fight, please.
Hey, man, I was just one with chat tonight, just kind of enjoying the show. It was a good time.
Hey, it narratively fit though.
Yeah, I did love how it narratively fit. It was beautiful.
It's very nice. Let's do some real quick shout outs, and then that's going to be it for today's episode of Night's Eveningstar. But you do now have the moat. We can get that dark light fixed, but you got another big fight ahead of you because there's a shadow dragon in there that needs killing too. So,
But maybe we level up.
no, you'll level up when you complete the full quest. That's when you'll
Maybe
level up.
we Wong West.
Maybe we
Wong
Wong West.
Sure, you want to take another long rest here in the Shadowfell?
No.
Hell
God.
yeah.
God.
I was like, I'm dead anyway. I can sleep all I want.
Yeah.
Well, as he's so excited about death, let's start with Nate Sharp on shout outs.
Hello. That was fun. Same thing as usual. I've got a tour coming up August, September. Go to NateWantsToBattle.com/tour, COVID permitting. And that's all I really got going on. And
Cool.
I'm
You have
gonna...
some cool merch too that people.
Oh
could buy
yeah.
at
I don't know if
you
that
still have
shirt's-
this shirt.
I don't
like this
know.
shirt.
I should pay attention. I should know my inventory. But I'm gonna throw it over. I'm gonna make an illegal move and throw it over to Mark.
Oh, illegal move.
Illegal.
Hey, you can check out, I do more D&D stuff. If you enjoy me DMing, come and check out my show, High Rollers D&D. High Rollers D&D on Twitch, on Twitter. Search for it on podcasts, all of that good stuff. We are playing our epic level campaign on Sundays at 5 p.m. UK time. That's 9 a.m. Pacific. So what a better way to start your Sunday. Grab a coffee, watch a bunch of British people play Dungeons and Dragons live on Twitch. How about that, eh? You can also just follow me on Twitter, and I generally post about what I'm doing. Working on some things in the background. Got some plans for new streams and new stuff that I'm going to be doing soon. So keep an eye on that. I'm going to throw it to... Let's just get all the boys out the way. Shady, take it away.
Hi guys, my name is ShadyPenguinn. I have been streaming a lot of video-based games that will remain unnamed over on twitch.tv/ShadyPenguinn. So you can come over there and watch me. I stream from like 1 p.m. Eastern to 5 p.m. Eastern, Monday through Friday. So it's been fun. We have a lot of cool antics going on right now with people learning how to control my OBS and random clips and sound bites, and it's been fun memeing with everyone. But that's pretty much all I'm doing right now, and I'm gonna tag Mica.
Hi, I'm Mica Burton. You can see what I'm doing at Mica Burton, but the most fun thing that I'm doing right now is I'm horseback riding a lot. I just bought my own saddle, so we in it now, boys. Check out my horseback riding adventures at Mica Strides on Instagram, and I'm going to tag the beautifully haired Anna.
Oh, thanks.
Oh.
You can find me at Anna Prosser. You can find my dog at Happy Niski. You can find cool clothes at Cantor Brand. Keep an eye there. You can also watch Extra Brains on Fridays, where we discuss things that you need extra brain power on. And we are working on an episode on media literacy, which I'm really excited about. So if you want to submit any topics for discussion, you can do so, or we will just see you there.
Nice.
Am I last? I'm last, right?
You're
You're
last. So that's
Sweet.
it.
Then I throw it to you. Be kind and
Chat.
be yourself.
Be kind, love yourselves, love each other. That's it. That's it from us. We'll see you next week for more Nights of Eveningstar. Take care, everybody.
Bye. Reen, you're not going to bark? No?
Nope.
Okay.